Hi, everyone. My name is Charlotte Waters, Communications Manager for Legal Services of North Florida. Legal Services is a private nonprofit law firm helping eligible clients here across 16 counties in North Florida. But we're here to talk about Jazz for Justice, which is this weekend. We would love to have you join us Saturday, November 14th from 8 to 10 p.m. Central Time for our 2020 virtual Jazz for Justice. Today we're going to talk with our next musician who will be performing in this Meet the Artist series, Ellen Vinson. Welcome, Ellen.
Good morning. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us. Actually, you're not even in Florida today, are you?
No, I'm in San Antonio, Texas.
Thank you for taking the time to talk with us. We really appreciate it. So the first thing I want to ask is you have a very unique background and how you got into music. So tell us a little bit about how you started in music and sort of where your journey went through music.
Well, as a little girl, my grandmother taught voice, and she was my first voice teacher when I was 8 years old, and she was a classical singer. So naturally, I followed music. I loved music my life. And when I went to FSU in 1963, I started off as a music major, but I love jazz. And back in the day, they had no such thing as jazz studies programs. So I changed to elementary education, and I spent 30 plus years teaching elementary school.
So you mentioned that you've done a little bit of jingles here and there too. So it sounds like you've kind of had an opportunity to engage with music in different ways. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, while I was at FSU, I worked at a radio station part-time, and I did jingles for Fred Drake, Chrysler Plymouth, Capital Chrysler Plymouth, Jefferson County Kennel Club, just little singing jingles for fun.
So do you have a favorite one that you did?
Probably Fred Drake, Chrysler Plymouth, The Beat Goes On. Do you remember Sonny and Cher? And the beat goes on.
Okay, so you
goes on. Fred Drake, Chrysler Plymouth, beat goes on. That was my favorite.
Oh my gosh, that's great. I love it. I love that you remember it. That's so awesome. I guess that's the point of jingles, right? Is you don't forget.
Long-term memory still there.
I love that. I think it's pretty clear in your music, some of your influences, but I'd love to hear more about who has influenced your music or who really has kind of inspired you in the type of music that you sing.
Well, from the time I was a little girl, Frank Sinatra was just everything to me musically. Diction, phrasing, the songs he sang, songs from the American standards, Gershwin more than anybody, I guess. The Gershwin brothers. I love every song. If I could choose one composer, it would be George Gershwin for sure. I love to sing his songs.
So that's actually a great thing I love to know is, would that be if you could perform with your dream person, is that the person you'd want to perform with?
And I got to go to one of his concerts, one of his later concerts with my mother in New Orleans. And that was a thrill.
So if you could perform with him, what song would you want to perform?
Wow, I didn't know that was going to be a question.
Okay. That really threw you there.
There's one song that I love the first time I heard it, I almost had to pull off the road to listen to it. It was so beautiful. It's called You Go to My Head. I love that song. You should find it and listen to it. And he sings it perfectly. And the lyrics are exquisite. The melody is beautiful. It goes from major to minor. It's a perfect song.
Okay, I'll have to go look that up. I feel bad. I've learned a lot.
We have recorded that song, so I'll send you my CD and you can hear it. It's beautiful.
I feel so special. Speaking of which, it's really important that folks join us this weekend because it might be one of the best ways and best opportunities to hear you sing. I know that you've kind of done this part-time and developed albums over the years, and we're really lucky to have one-of-a-kind performances this Saturday. And one of them I know you're really proud of. So do you want to tell us about your Little Tomato song and who's guest starring in that song this weekend?
When we recorded, my granddaughter came over because I said, why don't you come over and sing that song that you've just learned called Hang On to the Vine, Little Tomato. A group called Pink Martini does it. And My pianist, Bobby, played it. He was the only time he was reading the music was when he was learning it as she sang, and she nailed it in 2 takes. And the words are so perfect for this awful time that we're going through right now. It's like, just hang on through the night. Things will be better. Hang on, little tomato, to the vine. So I think everybody's in for a treat. I listen to it almost every day now. I just click on that link and I listen to her saying, hang on to the vine, little tomato. You'll love it.
I love that. So, that's something I was going to ask you is what song is on repeat for right now? So is that your song for 2020?
And it's posted on my Facebook, and so she's had like 800 views of that
Oh
song
my
and
gosh.
100 and some odd comments on her song. So as a grandmother, that's a thrill.
You're going to make her famous.
I think she can do that on her own. I've got amazing grandchildren. We really are blessed.
So I know that Bobby Van Deusen's going to be making an appearance in some of these videos. So tell me a little bit about Bobby and your relationship with him and his support of your music.
Well, that was just pure. I don't even know how the stars were lined up, but I was asked to sing for a surprise birthday party for a friend, Vicky. And Bobby was a piano player, and he played Come In From the Rain for me and a couple of other songs for Vicky's birthday. And he goes, you're pretty good. We ought to sing. We ought to do some music together. And that's how we got started. And he has played for me dozens of times now for different nonprofits, public television, Big Brothers, Big Sisters. I'm trying to think of Symphony Guild. We've got a little gig in December for that. And he is just amazing. He just plays. And he follows. He's a perfect pianist as a soloist or as an accompanist. So I've been very, very blessed.
That's awesome. And I know that's very important, especially as a vocalist, to have the right musicians in your corner when you're performing, someone you can sort of work with and vibe off of. So, thinking about, we're all thinking about COVID. Of course, it's top of mind all the time. What has been keeping you busy during all of this chaos right now?
Well, my grandkids come over once a week and have their piano lesson virtually at my house. So I get to see them from a distance, and they wear their masks. They're really good. My husband and I have discovered Turner Classic Musics. That's been kind of our date night. We get a carry-out, a drive-up carry-out, and we watch a Turner Classic movie. So that's been something fun that I didn't do before. I'm waiting for my favorite movie to come on, Some Like It Hot. Marilyn Monroe.
Okay.
It's the greatest movie. So
I love that.
That's kind of one of their regulars.
So have you discovered Turner Classic. Have you discovered any movies that you didn't expect to enjoy, or do you have a favorite?
Yes. There's one on Netflix, and one of my former fourth grade students is the director, Brett Haley. It's called All Together Now, and I hope you'll watch it. It's delightful. I mean, it's PG. It's about a talented high school girl who's a singer. It's a delightful movie, and she's homeless. Ooh, it's called All Together Now by Brett Haley. So that's been the latest movie that we've really, really enjoyed.
So now I have movies that I need to go look up and songs that I have like homework after today. Good too. Okay, so I didn't ask you this before. Since Turner Classic has been a part of your COVID at home experience so far, I know for me, I love snacks, and I love like creating a space for my movie watching. Besides like having my puppy near me, I have like an experience I like to do. So is there anything that makes the movie watching or your at home classic Turner watching experience on par? Like, is there anything you like to do?
Well, I love to listen to new songs and think about maybe that's a song I want to learn and perform. And oddly enough, my husband's not sick of me yet. We've had a lot more together time over these months and months and months, and I've actually kind of enjoyed the intimacy of not so rushing around, having to be here and there, and so I've enjoyed that part of it.
Everything's kind of slowed down, and have to like see everything around you. Oh, that sounds wonderful. That sounds wonderful. Well, I really appreciate you taking some time to hang out with us today, talk about jazz, talk about your background. We're so excited that you joined our band lineup for this year. So thank you.
Thank you. Honor to do this for equal justice for all, right?
Yes, thank you. We appreciate that. And I just want to remind everyone, don't forget to join us next weekend on November 14th for Jazz for Justice 2020. There are many ways that you can actually join us, not only if you're in the West Coast. So if you are in the West Coast, you can listen to WWF 88.1 or watch on Cox Channel 4 or 1004 HD. But there's also a few other ways to watch out on the West Coast. Spectrum Channel 98, Mediacom Channel 98, and AT&T Uverse Channel 99 will all be premiering this event on Saturday night. But for those who are watching in other parts of Florida, you can also watch on Facebook Live via our Legal Services of North Florida Facebook page or WWF's Facebook page as well. For more information about Jazz for Justice, you can go to jazzforjustice.org. Thank you again, Ellen, for joining us. And we hope to see everyone on